In our lesson today, we're going to actually start doing our first wave of peer editing. In the past, you've probably done peer editing all in one shot. I disagree with that because I feel like writing is a work in progress and it should be done in stages. We don't want to conclude anything just yet because we want to make sure that what we have so far is actually workable. And in order to do this, we need to get eyes on this. You should all be willing to be effectively working with each other to give meaningful feedback. In our first wave of peer editing, we're going to be looking for two essential things, and that's it. If you see other errors, that's okay if you would like to point them out. However, the purpose of our first wave of peer editing today is only twofold. The first thing we're trying to do is look at the necessary format. That means, does each body paragraph and the introduction have the correct format? For a body paragraph, that means that there is a topic sentence, one piece of evidence that follows, and then after that evidence, is there an analysis of the evidence, such as an explanation, to connect it to the topic? So that's one of the things we're looking for: a topic sentence, a piece of evidence, and then an explanation on how that evidence is connected to the topic. There should then be another piece of evidence. In your boxes and bullets, you had to find at least 3 pieces of evidence to support your reasons. What we're doing here is picking the best of the 2 out of the 3. So if you have evidence 1 and an analysis, the next thing in the body paragraph will be the second strongest piece of evidence. Then you will analyze that evidence and explain how it connects to the topic as well. And the final thing in a body paragraph should be the restatement of the topic, but in different words. If the person has the topic sentence that's identical to the one in the beginning, that's okay. That means that they still have it, but you might want to highlight that and indicate to them that it needs to be in different words. When you're taking a look at someone's essay, you want to come up here to the upper right-hand corner where it says editing mode. Click that and then turn it to suggesting. When you click suggesting, when you type, it comes up like this. And so that way it's green and the person can see that now there's something here that they need to address. You're not changing anything and erasing their work. You're simply writing comments. And if that person clicks on it, it'll come up over here where they can see the comment and they can mark it as resolved as necessary. So again, when you're making your comments, you're going to come up here to suggesting mode. So that way when you type, your comments will come up like this in the body paragraph, but appear on the side in a comment box. And so this would look like what you would see here. And so that's how I would like for you to make comments on the format. So once again, every body paragraph should have a topic sentence, a strong piece of evidence to start out, a piece of explanation to connect that evidence to the topic, a second piece of evidence followed by an explanation on how it connects to the topic, and then a restatement of the topic sentence and the overall point of what that paragraph was about, but in different words. The second thing you're going to look for is transitions. Does the essay have at least 2 transitions in each paragraph? And I'm saying each paragraph because you're having to go from one piece of evidence to another. This might be a good spot to put in a transition, right? So between my first piece of evidence and my second piece of evidence, that might be a good place. I might want to put a transition between my evidence and then my explanation. So that might be a good place. Also, before the conclusion might be a good spot for a transition. right? So that might be some places you might want to think about putting transitions, but you need to have at least 2 to help the flow. So for today, to recap, what I'd like for you to do is I would like for you to make sure when you're reading someone's essay, right, you try to actually help them. This only works when you guys are mature enough to stay on task and really help someone. The overall goal is to give somebody some real feedback that somebody else is picking up on. So that way you can correct errors before it gets to me for a final grade. We're looking for the first thing, necessary format, topic sentence, a strong piece of evidence, analysis of that evidence, another piece of evidence, an analysis of that evidence, restatement of the topic sentence. And then the next thing that I would like for you to do is then put in some transitions. Does the essay have at least 2 transitions in each paragraph? So to recap, necessary format and transitions today in our first wave of peer editing. Make sure that you're coming up here to the upper right-hand corner and you're hitting suggesting, so that way you're not erasing somebody's work, you're simply adding comments and they will appear in comment boxes on the side. If you have any questions, you can let me know, but you need to make sure that you're really trying to give someone feedback. We're not trying to correct all other errors. We're looking simply for the format, if they have it, and some transitions for our first wave. In the next few days, we will be doing different waves of peer editing to target specific aspects of the essay. But today, we're only looking at these 2.